As you can see there, our opening title, it's The Witness. Case number, case name, witness name, date of incident. Just some random shit I came up with on the fly, to be honest. And yeah, the first short film begins. As you can see, I had to find a YouTube video online, and of course, when I was starting the video, I had to use the start of the audio. So in order to get the audio and the video, basically I had to click the audio start and then quickly go into the video. So that's why there's a little delay there and a little intro bit there. So that was annoying. There you go, our first shot of me, and it's basically me on from the security camera, which you don't know until later on. That kind of comes into play in the movie. But having it up there in the corner, I had to sellotape it with a phone. I like the phone though because it gave it that little effect, little lower quality effect. But anyways, it looked nice up there. Next shot is from the side, and this shot is interesting because it shows the script instead of the robots. That's a little inconsistency there, which I'm sure you've all picked up on. Unfortunately, I don't know special effects to fix that. This is my favorite shot, and it is kind of a dynamic, like angly shot from the side, and it's also maybe a close-up, getting the details of my face, the scruffy looking face of me and the scruffy clothes. And yeah, basically for this part I went to YouTube, I worked up some sort of audio mixing design and got that, and I think it looked kind of simple, maybe not sinister, but slightly unsettling, shall we say. And the voice, which you can't hear if you watch the video, watch the movie, it's a robot, I believe, or maybe just a deep, actually it might have been a Transformer voice from the movie Transformers, which is kind of funny. So I just took my own voice and literally used a Transformer like effect on it. So I like that. The next question you're probably wondering is, why is it in black and white? I kind of just wanted like a little tonal look to it, like a sort of noir detective look to it. And I don't think it nails that, because it's not meant to be a noir movie, it's a futuristic movie, but it gives it that sort of dark, contemplative tone in my opinion, which I think I really like. I think I like. I'm not gonna think I like it. I like it. And even the light in the background kind of puts a little bit of contrast in that shot. It wasn't really planned that way, but yeah, that's how it turned out. I did have to scrap a few things off the wall to get that look, but yeah, that's a good look. And this shot I'm really happy with. Just something about it, anyways. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What you can't hear right now, which is in the movie, is the background music. And I just did like a composition on GarageBand after 2 or 3 attempts, and I was really happy with it. It has a little consistent beat, some sort of minor keys on the guitar and another instrument, sort of a electronic synthy instrument, kind of gives it that futuristic sort of what vibe was I gone for was Blade Runner, the original. And yeah, so you can get that with a darker, so that maybe that was a little bit of a influence, but obviously without the action scenes, couldn't afford that. Yeah, so that was another influence there, along with the noir theme. What else to say here, really? I'm kind of just consistently using the same shots over and over again, and in order to achieve this, what I did was I had 3 cameras set up, and I had to redo the movie 3 times filming it. So there are some inconsistencies, but I did use body language as sort of like a consistent thing that I remembered to do. So when I go from shot to shot, I can bring that up. But obviously the inflections in my voice, they're going to be slightly different, obviously, and so you're going to get a slightly different take from each angle. The other option was to have the 3 cameras, but again, you don't want the faraway camera to see the iPad, which was what I filmed on, in the foreground, because that wouldn't be there. So yeah, I just decided, I'll do 3 times and I'll focus on making sure that camera picks up the best qualities from each angle. So you're not really going to notice it too much, a little bit, but not too much, in my opinion. And for the filming the computer, it's pretty simple. Just line up the shot and repeat for both. There's no difference really. And yeah, I would honestly, if I was doing this movie again, I'd probably cut it down to 5 minutes. It does go very long. It goes 11 minutes. Doesn't need all that exposition, which is a majority of this movie, sort of explaining his night. I could have cut that in half, maybe just, he went in, he left, and what happened next, sort of thing. but I sort of elongated the part where he's in the pub. But it does give you, the one thing that length does give you is it builds up the suspense. You don't know if this guy is a good guy or a bad guy, and you're honestly just thinking, what the hell, you know? What the hell is this guy? And that was the whole idea, you know. It was ambiguous whether he was a good guy or a bad guy throughout this entire section of the movie. And obviously the end is a nice little payoff. But when I was writing it, how I write generally is I have a good idea, or a semi-good idea, and I sort of roll with it, the basic outline, and then sometimes changes happen along the way, and maybe I come up with something along the way and I fix it. But you obviously have that little framework, you know, this is what this movie is going to be about, and maybe this is what happens along the way. And then as you go along, you know, fixing those details and just sort of outing them out. So I kind of got a first draft. I was like, I'm pretty happy with this. The character's unique. My favourite thing about this movie was the robot, which reminded me of HAL from 2001. And I obviously wanted that sort of sinister, like, AI. So you kind of like, both parties are a little bit questionable. It's not as straightforward as the good versus the evil here. It's sort of like you got the technology in the future, which is taking over our lives, and then you got the human being who is a human being making human being mistakes and just acting up really. So you got to wonder, you know, who's the real bad guy here? Is it the person who maybe has fucked up, or is it the robot who has no soul, emotion, and just acts on pure robotic tendencies, whatever they may be? And so that's obviously open to a question. But there are deeper themes to get into. Maybe one day I'll do a discussion on those sort of things, but for the moment we're just kind of delving at the surface level, kind of. And yeah, really like it. So I'm just gonna be of air of repeating myself. I will say that the music does pick up. I keep adding in instruments, keep, you know, bringing it up. So over time it's going to get more and more ramped up. As soon as my language here, my face is ramping up a little bit. That shot there is probably my favourite in the movie, where he moves the cup so seamlessly from shot to shot. It was actually kind of hard to get in the edit, but happy days, we got it. One thing I would say is maybe have a few more dramatic shots, maybe moving shots of the robot. Obviously you can't get moving shots myself, I'm filming it myself, but maybe like a zoom in just to build up the tension a little bit of movement from the robot's perspective, because the robot is a bit too, shall we say, stationary. Like it doesn't add to its suspense. While I'm moving around being dynamic, the robot is not. Although that is a bit of, what's the word, contrast. It's probably not the most interesting to see this shot over and over again along with another shot for the entire movie. So that's one thing I would have changed. But honestly though, for a one-man job, I was pretty proud of it. First time attempt at making a movie, an actual full-length movie. So overall, this movie probably took about 4 or 5 hours to film. Okay, that's a lie, maybe 2 or 3 hours to film, maybe about 5 hours to write, so it's that 8 hours, and then about a couple of days, maybe 2 or 3 days to edit. So about 6 or 7 hours. You're coming to around 15 hours, and then music, another 2 hours of post-production, or maybe about 20 hours to make this movie in total, which isn't a crazy amount of time to make a movie if you think about it. And the first 11 minutes, like, that's bang on pretty good. Quality wise, it's a simple one. I was wanting to start simple with these movies. As I progress, you know, we'll get more complicated with the movies, but this one just had a little payoff here. I like this look. I like the look of this shot as well, just the way it smoothly goes from that to this. And it's just the first time you get to see like a big shot of the security camera, which kind of, you know, implies that you're going to be, something's happening, right? Basically something changing in the movie, and it's becoming a little bit more dynamic, a little, you know, more shot changes, more excitement, more tempo is being built up. This is a good shot. He's very claustrophobic and close to the camera, kind of makes us feel a little bit uncomfortable, or at least it does for me. He's slamming his hands down, you know, it's getting a bit aggressive. Some sort of physical violence might kick off here, you know. And look, he's about to punch it. He wants to punch the robot, but he's not quite there yet, you know. And the robot's just completely stationary, completely still, and just cold as all hell, really. And of course our human well, let's just say he might mess up a bit more as well in this shot. As you can see, he's not happy. You know, he's in denial of what's happening. He's being accused of this, basically, of the supposed disappearance of these two people, one of which who has a strong connection with, being his ex-girlfriend. So we just we're like, here, man, you're clearly guilty, mate. That's what a normal audience member would think. And of course the robot is sort of like, checkmate, mate, I've just used you the whole time. And this shot here, where he's like, Dim, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, and he bangs the camera, just destroys the camera basically, and you're like, holy shit, this guy is fucking insane. And now we're like, here, don't do it, don't do it. He's gonna break the robot. And that's where, you know, oh, you're gonna be in deep shit. You're gonna look so guilty. So he's like, you know, you're fucked, basically. And yeah, that makes no sense the way it's on its own tail there, but again, I can't refilm it mid-air. But yeah, it doesn't look great, obviously. So there's a lot of like this technical stuff about this movie, but the idea was there. Anyways, he smashes the computer. Yeah, nice sound effect, a breaking sound effect I found on YouTube. He puts it down. He says, "Look, I'm a different guy. I'm the guy you thought disappeared." So that's the twist. But maybe a bit of a lazy twist, but hey, I enjoyed making that movie, I will be honest, and I'm going to be making more like them again, maybe do more commentaries like this. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And overall I thought it was actually a pretty good movie. So the twist is a bit interesting, shall we say, but there's themes in there, there's consistency in that movie, an actual story, which I've never done before, so I'm really proud of that. Also, you know, just some of those shots were actually good, a lot more were bad, but I want to go in the direction where I can be more proud and say, look, majority of this movie was good. So one day we'll get there. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and talk to you later. Bye bye.